Hello and welcome to US Stock Express. Let's get right into the news for today, December 3rd, 2025. We've got a lot to cover. Did the latest jobs data just flash a shocking warning sign for the economy? Why are copper prices screaming to record highs? And which tech stocks are exploding on major news? We're answering all of that, so let's start the show. First, let's set the stage with today's market action. It was a positive day overall, led by the Dow Jones with a solid gain of nearly 1%. The real standout, though, was the small-cap Russell 2000, surging a huge 1.75%. The broader S&P 500 inched higher by 0.3%, while the tech-heavy Nasdaq 100 took a bit of a breather, managing a more modest gain of 0.15%. Now to the big economic story. The latest ADP report on private payrolls delivered a real surprise, a drop when growth was expected. This paints a picture of a labor market that seems stuck, almost paralyzed, and it sets up a very tense wait for the delayed official government jobs report. But the economic picture isn't all one note. While the jobs data was weak, the services sector is telling a different story. The latest ISM report shows it's still growing, marking the 9th month of expansion this year. However, there are serious cracks in the foundation, as the employment component within that report continues to struggle. So we're getting very mixed signals. Speaking of signals, the industrial metals market is sending a clear and urgent one. While services send mixed messages, copper prices have surged to a brand new record high. This is being driven by a perfect storm of supply shortages and companies rushing to stockpile before potential new tariffs hit. Shifting gears to individual stocks, let's talk about United Health Group. UNH shares jumped nearly 5% after a prominent analyst raised his price target. He's expressing confidence in a margin recovery and growth for both its insurance and Optum services units. Yes, the company faces well-publicized challenges like Medicare cost pressures, but it's taking aggressive steps like raising premiums and exiting unprofitable markets to get back on track. Now let's turn to Tesla. TSLA is seeing a positive start to the trading day. While there's news of a rival poaching talent from its old self-driving unit, the immediate focus for investors is on strong early market momentum. Analysis of those early money flows shows positive movement specifically for Tesla, which sets it apart from several other Magnificent Seven stocks that are neutral or even negative this morning. Staying in tech, but moving to chips, we have a huge mover. Microchip technology, ticker MCHP, rocketed over 12% today, leading the entire S&P 500. The catalyst, the company raised its quarterly sales and earnings forecast. The chipmaker cited strong bookings and a growing backlog, which could signal a potential end to its prolonged industry downturn and a recovery in key markets like automotive and industrial. Another chip stock making a big strategic move is ON Semiconductor. ON shares surged over 10% after the company announced a memorandum of understanding with Innoscience. They're teaming up on gallium nitride or GaN power devices. This partnership aims to combine ON's system expertise with Innoscience's manufacturing scale to accelerate the delivery of cost-effective, energy-efficient GaN solutions for hot markets like automotive, AI data centers, and industrial applications. Now, not all news is good news. Alexandria Real Estate Equities, ticker ARA, is navigating a perfect storm. Multiple law firms have announced class action lawsuits alleging securities fraud following a disastrous earnings report. And to add serious insult to injury, the company just slashed its quarterly dividend by a whopping 45% to conserve cash, signaling major financial strain to investors. Let's pivot back to a positive biotech story. Vertex Pharmaceuticals, VRTX, saw its stock jump nearly 7%. This surge appears driven by a strong third-quarter earnings beat and growing analyst optimism about its long-term drug pipeline, even as some of its newer drug launches are facing the typical early growing pains. Here's a bit of a puzzling performance. Old Dominion Freight Line, ODFL, jumped 6.7%, riding a wave of strength in transport stocks. The curious part, this happened even as the company reported a 4.4% year-over-year drop in daily revenue for November due to weak shipment volumes. It seems investors are choosing to focus on the broader sector rally and the company's strong pricing power, rather than the near-term economic softness. Finally, let's look at Paramount Skydance, PSKY. The stock took a 6.6% hit as the high-stakes auction for Warner Bros. Discovery enters a critical phase. While Paramount Skydance has a competitive Plan B option, market jitters are rising over speculation that rival bidder Netflix might be the preferred suitor. That wraps up today's market update. Thank you for watching. Stay informed and we'll see you next time for more insights.